Hello, everybody. I just wanted to take a few minutes to share with you an important decision I'm announcing today. This morning, I nominated Judge Sonia Sotomayor of the U.S. Court of Appeals to replace Justice David Souter, who, as you've heard, is retiring after nearly 2 decades on the Supreme Court. I did so after a great deal of thought and reflection. Of the many responsibilities granted to the President by our Constitution, few are more serious or consequential. The members of our highest court are granted life tenure. As the ultimate arbiters of the Constitution and its meaning, the impact of their decision extends not just for the years of an administration, but for decades and generations. And after reviewing many great candidates, I'm absolutely certain that Judge Sotomayor is the right choice. She possesses all the qualities I believe it takes to be a superb Supreme Court justice. First is mastery of the law, an ability to hone in on the key issues and provide clear answers to difficult legal questions. Second is a recognition that a judge's job is to interpret, not make law, to approach decisions without any particular ideology or agenda, but rather a fidelity to the Constitution. Third is a common touch and a sense of compassion, an understanding of how the world works and how ordinary people live. Over a distinguished career that spans 3 decades, Judge Sotomayor has worked at almost every level of our judicial system, providing her with a depth of experience that will be invaluable as a Supreme Court justice. Walking in the door, she would bring more experience on the bench and more varied experience on the bench than anyone currently serving on the U.S. Supreme Court had when they were appointed. Judge Sotomayor attended 2 of America's leading universities, graduating at the top of her class at Princeton and winning selection as a law journal editor at Yale. She was the prosecutor in the Manhattan DA's office and a corporate litigator in New York City. She spent 6 years as a trial judge on the U.S. District Court, during which time she decided hundreds of cases. She has spent another 11 years on the U.S. Court of Appeals, the second highest court in the land, dealing with complex legal and constitutional issues. And if confirmed, she will replace Justice Souter as the only member of the Supreme Court with experience as a trial judge. But as impressive and meaningful as Judge Sotomayor's sterling credentials in the law is her own extraordinary journey. Born in the South Bronx, she was raised in a housing project by parents who came to New York from Puerto Rico during the Second World War. Her mother is part of the Women's Army Corps. Her father was a factory worker with a 3rd grade education who didn't speak English. When Sonia was just 9, her father passed away, and her mother worked 6 days a week as a nurse to provide for Sonia and her brother, buying the only set of encyclopedias in the neighborhood and sending her children to Catholic school, out of a belief that with a good education, here in America, all things are possible. Well, Sonia Sotomayor's life is proof that they truly are. And when she ascends those marble steps to assume her seat on the highest court in the land, America will have taken another important step towards realizing the ideal that is chiseled above its entrance: equal justice under the law. As Americans get to know Sonia Sotomayor in the coming days and weeks, I have every confidence that they will come to see her as I do, as an inspiring woman who will make an outstanding Supreme Court justice. Judge Sotomayor was originally named to the U.S. District Court by the first President Bush, a Republican. She was appointed to the Federal Court of Appeals by President Clinton, a Democrat. She twice has been overwhelmingly confirmed by the U.S. Senate. I hope and trust that they will move with all deliberate speed to do so again. We, America, need her on the Supreme Court. Thank you.